What's up, ground level students? Glad to be back with another Sunday night video. We hope you've enjoyed these. We hope they've inspired you. We hope that everything is going well for you at home. Many of you, I'm going to call you out, have not joined a Zoom. And the sad part is we miss you very much, and we hope you join. We hope that you get on soon because we miss you. And so get on with the soon. Tonight's video is called 4 Things That I Took for Granted. And so before I list the 4 things, I want you guys to know what taking for granted means. And that means that you failed to appreciate something, you underestimated the value of something, or thought that it would always be there. And during this time, when there were so many things shut down, we realized that we can't go anywhere, we can't do a lot of things we used to do, and that there were some things that we took for granted. Some things we failed to appreciate. And so I've put together some things, and I hope that you guys will be thinking about what you think you've taken for granted, whether it's funny, whether it's serious. Put it in the comments down below, and we'll just be able to all know what we took for granted, funny or not funny, because we all have done that. So number one for us, or number one for me that I took for granted, was chips, salsa, and queso. I did not realize how much that I appreciated chips, salsa, and queso. So if you have joined a Zoom, you've already heard this story, but I'm going to tell it again. We had not eaten out. We had not had any Mexican food or any kind of outside food outside the house for over a month. And we decided not long ago, the other day, that we wanted La Fiesta really bad. And we had heard that they had a great takeout way to get it to you. It was safe. It was about the best that there was around. So we decided we would do that. So we got in the car, we ordered it, we drove down there, we picked up the food, took it back home, got it all out on the table, amazing Mexican food everywhere, and I got the chips and salsa, and I dipped my chip in the queso, and I took a bite, and immediately I was like, my goodness. Like, in my heart and in my mind, I was like, God, I took chips and salsa for granted. And I had like a moment there where I was like, and you might think this is funny, and it is funny, but it's also serious, that I was seriously thankful to God for chips and queso. Like, I was like, I have taken this for granted. God, forgive me. I love these chips and queso. Thank you for these. And I realized that they were amazing, and I was so thankful that I was able to have them again. And so that was my first thing I took for granted, like chips and queso. Second thing that I took for granted was this. It was haircuts. I needed a haircut before Corona shut everything down. And then after it shut everything down, obviously nobody could get a haircut unless you got it like under the table or you had a family member. And so I did not get a haircut. My hair grew out long, shaggy. I didn't like it. I just had taken it for granted. And so today, I finally got to get a haircut because they were able to open back up. And I realized that I had taken for granted a nice, clean, professional haircut, and just had taken it for granted. I had never contemplated cutting my own hair. I have been, like, you might not know this about me, and most people don't, but when I was a kid, I never cut my own hair. Like, my parents told me, do not cut your hair. If you don't do it, don't cut your hair. And so I never did. And so I have never cut my own hair. So I had to battle with the 5-year-old thought of I'm going to cut my own hair. And I didn't do that because I was like, I will ruin my hair just like a 5-year-old. And so I didn't. And I realized that a nice, clean haircut I had taken for granted. The third thing was that this is more serious, is I feel like I took for granted doing whatever I wanted to do. Now here's the deal. I understand that during this time so many people did whatever they wanted to do anyway. That they went wherever they wanted, did whatever they wanted, and in my opinion, that was really a bad idea and really dangerous, and they're lucky they did not get themselves sick or get somebody that they love sick, because it was just not smart. And so we, in my family, did not do whatever we wanted because we thought it was not safe. And so we didn't do all the things. We didn't go everywhere. We didn't go to the stores and get Coke. We didn't go and do all the things that we used to do. And so I realized that we took that for granted. And we all realize that because there's some things we used to do that are closed. Like you can't go to the movies and just go watch a movie. You can't go to certain stores and just shop. You shouldn't drive probably to other towns and just go do whatever you want. Like I'm going to Dallas today. probably shouldn't do that. And so we realized that we took all those things for granted, and that is something we used to think was there, we were able to do, but we have now realized that we took that for granted. And so we learned it can all go away quickly. And that was one of the things. Doing whatever we wanted, we took it for granted. And I know that I did. I know for sure I did. That's why this is on my list. Last thing, the main one, most important that I feel like I took for granted was worshiping together and church. And so that's a huge thing. Now here's the deal. I've always appreciated church, and I've always loved to attend. But we always thought church would be there. We always thought worshiping together would be there. And so we didn't appreciate that in the communal worship and the coming together for the word. We did not appreciate that stuff like we should have, or I did not, because I thought it would always be there. And so now that it's not there, now that we're not able to do that like we used to, we realize the incredible value of communal worship and learning all together and being able to go after God together instead of in homes. We realize now that we may have taken that for granted. And so we may have not been thankful for that enough. And so even though we can still have some things, and there are still some things that we can have, and there's still some things we can't have, like youth on Wednesday nights, and maybe some things like school. Maybe for you, you realize that you used to hate school, but you realize I actually really miss just school. I miss getting up and going to see my friends, and even though I had to do some work, I missed the basketball, I missed the track and field, I missed the baseball, I miss all those things that we don't get to do because I took it for granted. And so now I think that what I have done, and what I think we all may have probably done, is that we realize that we are thankful for those things, that we are grateful. We miss them very much, that they were great, and we're thankful. 1 Thessalonians 5:18 says, "Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus." So for us, we want to give thanks to God in all circumstances. Me in my chair eating chips and queso, I am thanking God for that. Me, when we get back to church, that great exciting day when we get to come back to having church, I am going to thank God for that. And I'm looking forward to it, because I thank God for the fact we used to get to do it, and I am looking forward to when we will get to do it again. And so I'm excited about it. I hope that everyone watching is also excited about it too. And realize that even though everything is not normal, we are still thankful. In every circumstance, be thankful to God. Even though there's so much uncertainty, we're thankful to God for all that we had and all that we're going to get. We're thankful to God. And so I want you guys to take time to reflect on what you may have taken for granted. Comment below. Pray about it. You know, if you feel like you need to say, God, thank you for all the things, do those things. Because even if it's funny, like chips and queso, or if it's serious like that we miss worship in church, that we need to realize we should be thankful. So, you guys do that, comment. We miss you guys so much. We hope you like, subscribe, and if you have not joined the Zoom, get on with us because we miss you so much. You guys have a great rest of the day. We'll see you soon.